What a game! What a game! What a game! So the Yankees took the game 2 of a series against the Washington Nationals by a score of 4-3. It was an extra innings. It went 11. This was a classic pitching mashup between two multiple Cy Young Award winners, Corey Kluber and Max Scherzer, and it was pretty much everything that we thought it would be. Kluber himself went 5 2/3, gave 6 hits, two walks, 6 strikeouts, and gave 2 runs. And he was really good. He was really, really, really good. His ERA is down 3.18, and then he was replaced by Chad Green, went 1 1/3. Lucas Licky went 2 innings. Roldis Chapman, another scoreless inning in the 10th. I think he came in the 10th. The 9th, actually. And then Justin Wilson came in and threw another scoreless inning, too. So once the Yankees once the bullpen took over, it was they pretty much held things in lockdown until the very end of the game. But, the performer of the day was Max Scherzer. He went 7 innings, 7 1/3, 2 hits, 1 run, 14 strikeouts. Okay, and this guy has a 1.23 ERA. He was every bit as dominant as Ace. It was almost impossible for the Yankees to hit him. From Kyle Higashioka hitting an off-speed pitch for a home run to tie the game at 1 early in the game. And then it was just, a small ball and kind of manufacturing whenever they had opportunities to. And they didn't have many opportunities against Max Scherzer. So at some point, then the Nationals took over 2-1. The Yankees tied at 2-2. And then in the extra innings in the 10th, they went up 3-2. The Yankees tied it at 3. And then in the bottom of the 11th, they loaded the bases. And they had multiple opportunities to score more runs than the Yankees off the bullpen for the Nationals. But, Gleyber Torres came through. And he crushed a 27-foot grounder to the infield that the third baseman was not able to handle, and the Yankees wound up scoring the winning run on a walk-off flubber, or whatever you call it. But nevertheless, the Yankees took the game 4-3. It was a win. We'll take the win. They're back over 500 by a game, and it was a pitcher's duel and a hard-fought win. And it was nice to see, and I'm still not a big fan of the extra inning rule right now with having a runner on second. My personal view, and I've said this in videos, is that if you're going to do something like that, maybe in the 10th and 11th inning, have a guy at first, and anything, if it goes past the 11th, then you move him up to second. Let there be a gradual thing. And that's just the way I'm looking at it. I think it's a little bit more of a player-friendly transition instead of having somebody on second right away. I think it can wreak havoc on bullpens and things like that. So, but it is what it is right now. I'm just glad the Yankees took advantage of it because they have not had a lot of success this year in extra innings, I should say. Particularly with this runner on second rule, they just haven't had a lot of success. So I'm glad they were able to pull it through today. And tomorrow's rubber game of the series, we have, I think it's Domingo Germán against Joe Ross, if I'm not mistaken. And hopefully the Yankees can take 2 out of 3 and go back up, another game over 500 and start maybe a little bit of a winning streak before they face Tampa Bay, who's going to be a tough test, as we know. They did not play well against Tampa Bay the first series this year, and Tampa Bay pretty much always gives them fits. So I would be surprised if it wasn't a very competitive series. But I got to say this: as much as the Yankees pitchers are doing really well, if Max Scherzer's available at the deadline, they'd be nuts not to go after him. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. And add a year on the back end, the Yankees. Or even if they have to add 2, he's older, 37 or something like that, but he is every bit as dominant as these other guys are. He's so good. And he's just a gamer, and he's a crafty pitcher. He still throws hard, strikes guys out. He has great control. And I love that tough gamer component. It's kind of another Gerrit Cole. Putting the two of them together would just be ridiculous. But he's very pricey. It would put him over the threshold this year, so the Yankees would have to make that decision. And I know they're trying not to do that. They could also just wait until the offseason to give him an offer as a free agent. They could do that too, because he is a free agent at the end of the season. And actually, it's great too because the Nationals initially signed him to a 7-year deal for $210 million, which is $30 a year, but they stretched it out over a 14-year period. So he was making $15 million per year. So even if he retires at the end of this year, he's going to make $15 million a year over the next 7 years, even if he's not playing. I do think he's going to play because he's still that good, and he'll get another contract for a couple of years, but he'd be a good guy for the Yankees to consider bringing in. I know he's older, but he's better than pretty much all the younger pitchers out there. So, and he's only going to cost cash this offseason. So, it's just a thought, but and he'll cost a pretty penny in terms of a trade package, too, at the deadline if they decide to move him. If they're pretty much out of contention, it doesn't make any sense to keep him. It really doesn't for the Nationals to keep him. So, but that's just my opinion. But we'll see what happens there. Other than that, it's a good win for the Yankees. I've got a bunch more videos coming. I got more trade proposals, and I have my video on the 5 most players that are most likely to be traded before the trading deadline. So you're not going to want to miss that one. So hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you know exactly when the video is coming. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.